Hi Andy. What will be later on, but you must be delighted to cap things off with a performance in the
Yeah, no, absolutely. Proudest punch of everyone involved. It's been a hell of 8 weeks, and winning matters, but what's happened over that 8 weeks matters more to us in a sense that there's a lot of firsts with the first caps and first Six Nations and first taking it to the final week when it matters for quite a few people in our group, and how the group have come together and navigated the way through that has been pretty special. So therefore we grow massively because of it, and the group has become more resilient because of all that.
Scotland landed a few shots in the that game.
Well, that's why it was so pleasing. They played bloody well, They did. They kept banging the door down the whole time, didn't they? But I thought we had a ruthless edge to us in how we defended and converted in the 22. I suppose that was the story of the game, really.
Sorry, Kieran.
And you touched on it there, but just over the course of the championship, what does it say to the squad that you can be missing so many players and still win 4 games and have performances like that?
Well, look at the lads who took the field today. It was the first tournament. Somebody like Darren Murray to come in, played his first caps in the summer there, but to come in and score the try and charge down his line out was great. All of that, and Mikey Milne to perform like he did and come on, and you could go through it like that and talk about everyone. But for me, there's a couple of standout stories as well. The Tom O'Toole thing is amazing. It's amazing what he's done. He should be unbelievably proud of himself, because it's a tough thing to do. But how he's handled it, and you saw the scrum today, how he stood up is a fantastic story. And then obviously Stu McCluskey, I suppose he should be definitely in the running for player of the tournament. But for him to back it up 5 games on the trot is new, so certainly in this format. But to perform and be consistently performing to that higher level is amazing. And it's all because he's playing in a squad that's unbelievably close and connected to one another. And I thought Caelan had one of his best games that he's played in his career. Never mind over the last. Barring the penalty that he gave away. 2 penalties, yeah. So again, we could talk here all night about the group and what this last 8 weeks has meant to us. But unbelievably proud is the word I would have thought.
After the result in Twickenham, I asked you about kind of what it was like to witness the crowd taking over with the fields back and right in the last 10 minutes, and also what that meant to be giving the Irish people such a great day. I might ask you the same question with 1 more point on the board. How does it feel?
With 1 more point on the board?
As in scoring 1 point and then Twickenham?
Well, yeah, I think Caelan, you said it yesterday, it's our responsibility to make sure that happens, that we bring the crowd into the game, and on both occasions we've done that. I don't think we've heard the crowd like that for some time here, and that's what we're chasing, to all be in it together. That's what we've done in the past, and hopefully people can see the signs of where we're going in the future as well.
Rory?
I mean, just asking you to expand on Caelan's performance and the way he's led the group during this window.
Well, you first and foremost, you lead by your actions. If you're a proper leader, then you can say whatever you want, but if you can't back it up, and when you've got your captain getting over the game line time and time again, and the work ethic, the work rate that he had throughout was immense, and it's very easy to follow, that's for sure.
And he had some strong comments after Paris in the public. proud are you by the way the team rallied and reacted to that and showed that intent through every performance in the game?
Yeah, it's been a good journey so far throughout this. I think probably showed good resolve in bouncing back. I mean, the Italy performance wasn't great, but still got the win here at home, and I think it's been fairly linear in terms of trajectory since then. Yeah, I mean, it's a great group who's building. There's depth building there, there's competition building within the squad. As Faz mentioned, there's the likes of Darren Murray, McMillan, who have come in with not a ton of experience, especially in the Six Nations, and putting good performances in. So yeah, I think we're moving things in the right way, and it's been enjoyable chasing down the potential and seeing some of the growth over the last number of weeks.
Luke? Caelan, that third quarter for Scotland was probably their best of the game, but I suppose the bench emptied and really raised it up a level again. When you're on the pitch and when you see lads coming in and having that sort of an impact, what is it like for you who are starting the match?
Yeah, it makes a big difference. I think the bench went class for us over the tournament. Even going back to Paris, the impact they brought in the last quarter, between what they're bringing and getting the crowd in, like, it does give you a boost, certainly. I thought some of the starters pulled some big moments out as well. Ty Byrne was immense at times, won some big penalties and turnovers, and that was probably the difference with this week and last week.
Hi, congratulations. Andy, I was going to ask you, because at one moment I saw you get up on your feet and punch the air when Jack Crowley took the ball high up in the air. And I was just wondering, you read it on Instagram, I think, but he got a bit of a slagging off at the beginning of the week. So I'd just like you to reflect on.
I read the headline on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, I showed me, yeah. I didn't read the article.
How he performed today.
I thought he was outstanding today. I mean, the obvious word is he committed to his performance in every aspect. He wasn't just the goal kicking or the ball in the air, but you can see that he committed to every aspect of his game and led the team really well.
And you mentioned Tom O'Toole, and you said what he's done is amazing. I think that picking him out as an example, but as a common example, can you try and explain how players that have come in with comparatively little experience and not such a high level, how they have done amazing things? Because that seems to be a common theme in this team in this championship.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could put. You could put Jamie Osborne in that as well. I mean, he come back into the squad, and it was amazing because we got all the lads under 10 caps to stand up, and Jamie stood up at the start of the tournament, and you think he's an experienced bloke, but he's not at this level. But you would think so. I mean, he played no rugby. He had a shoulder injury all season, and he played no rugby at all, and he's playing in a position that he's played for us before, but only once or twice, and he's played every game there and shone like a light, so and then you look at say Tommy O'Brien, first Six Nations, Rob Balakoon at 28, he gets the Newcomer Award, which is, but you could go through the squad like that and pick them out, as I'm sure you all will. The story of this Six Nations has been certainly a powerful one for us, certainly internally anyway.
Murray and Cian.
Caelan, congrats on doing your part in it. What actually happens next for you guys, and have you ever cheered for England?
Yeah, tonight.
It's unique as an Irishman to be cheering them on, but yeah, we certainly will be tonight. The usual function upstairs, enjoy a few beers, enjoy the Triple Crown, like it's special. We reflected on that during the week and how until the last kind of 15 years or so that it's not a commonly done thing here, so we'll enjoy that for what it is, and obviously be watching on keenly later too.
Cian.
Andy, I don't know if you've ever made 6 changes in one go. Was that pre-planned, and how important do you think the impact from
it? It wasn't pre-planned, no, nothing's ever pre-planned with us in regards to substitutions. It was just what was needed, because again, Scotland were battering the door down, they were. You trust the bench that you've got, and it was nice to bring 6 all on together so that Bundy didn't get the cheer all on his own. That was the main plan, really.
Andy, congratulations to you both. Just probably a little bit early to ask you this question, but just going forward for the inaugural Nations Cup and then obviously the World Cup as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're very pleased with the strength and depth that the squad has, and indeed the very positive foundations now that have been built from this tournament going forward to those.
Yeah, we talked during the week about the next 18 months and how we're going to map it out and what we're trying to chase down, and there's a lot of firsts that can happen. It's going to, how difficult that road's going to be, etc. But the thing is making sure that you grow the squad to be able to do that, and therefore grow the belief on the back of it. So with the injuries coming back and seeing them compete, some of them won't be back for that tour, some of them are out for the season, but with the injuries coming back and seeing them, the rest of the lads who now 100% believe that this is their team and they're able to deliver for their team at this type of level, it's only going to make us stronger as a squad to tackle all those circumstances that you're talking about.
Last two questions, Tom.
Hi Andy, just on, you mentioned Rob, how impressive have you felt his performances have been, and getting the accolade of the Rising Player of the Championship as well?
Well, I mean, we've seen some amazing finishes, and we saw another one today. I think pretty similar to Stu. I mean, like to be given his start to deliver and go on to the next one and onto the next one and be consistently good. It's pretty hard to do at this level when it's something that's new to you. And he has grown massively in confidence. We've seen that daily in camp, and it's what you do therefore with that now, isn't it? When you go out of camp and how you progress over the next coming months and see what we can do in the summer.
Last question.
Caelan, just obviously the dream is that that something happens in Paris tonight to give us the title, but what I suppose it's the players' feeling going to be if it ends up being just like, I don't want to say just Triple Crown, I think there's been a lot of talk of that kind of stuff, but how will you guys feel after having the tournament started to finish with a Triple Crown?
Yeah, it's still pleasing. Like I mentioned there, it's not a commonly done thing, so we'll still properly enjoy it. Like I say as well, the growth throughout that we've seen, it's a pretty satisfying way to finish up. Versus if you look at last year, we obviously won 4 out of 5 last year as well, but I think our performance probably dipped towards the end. So to finish with that performance is definitely pleasing. We've done our part, we've controlled what we can control, so we'll enjoy the evening regardless.